After the WSL, the title race will go to the final day after Manchester United scored a dramatic late winner to beat Manchester City yesterday. Sue, let's start with United then. The pressure was on last night and they got what they needed. What did they say about this team?
Yeah, I think with obviously Chelsea winning earlier on in the day, it was a case of they knew that they had to go and get a result to take it to the last day of the season. So I think that's something that Mark Skinner said, that they have developed that real sort of character and that resilience and that belief this season. And it was a great response from the FA Cup defeat as well, where they actually played well and didn't win. And you could see in the opening sort of 10, 15 minutes, they really took the game to Manchester City, got that early goal, which was a brilliant goal. Manchester City then obviously lost their goalkeeper, so you think they're down to 10 players. Manchester United are just going to go on and score more goals, and they didn't. So they had to sort of bide their time. And then right at the very end, you know, Garcia coming on and scoring the winner. Brilliant mentality, and takes the last day of the season. Yeah,
you said how Manchester United responded to the FA Cup. Could the same be said for Chelsea and their Champions League exit? A win over Arsenal yesterday, it means a draw. Well, if Chelsea drew, United would have to win and have a 6-goal swing in their favour. They need to win by 6 or more, but Chelsea effectively need a point, but a win they know on the final day would be enough for them to be champions once again.
Yeah, they're obviously huge favourites, and I just think how strong they are at home. They've won 11 out of 11 there, so you knew it was going to be difficult for Arsenal with all of the injuries that they've got, but they've just got the know-how and the experience to perform at the levels when they need to perform at those levels. Because I think if you look back to the start of the season where they got beat against Liverpool, but it didn't faze them. They were like, OK, we've been beat, but we know that we can go on these incredible runs. And against Manchester United, again, probably not playing at their best, they still won a trophy. Against Arsenal, they do look good, and they've got substitutes that can come on and make the difference. Again, going back to the FA Cup final, Penultimate Harder coming on and changing the game. But they've got match winners, and it was just set out to be that Eriksen was going to score, wasn't it?
Yeah. When she announced this week, and Penultimate Harder.
And Penultimate Harder as well,
that they will be leaving the club. She would, after 6 years. She's had a trophy-laden time there, hasn't she? How much will this weaken Chelsea, those two leaving, and how will she be remembered?
They're huge players and players that you're going to have to replace. 6 seasons with the club, winning 11 trophies, and she's been key to winning those trophies. Just quality defender, reads the game so well. She's calm, she's composed on the ball, but I think it's also her leadership qualities and how she communicates with those players in and around, a big character at the club that's certainly going to be missed. And then you look at Penultimate Harder, exactly the same in terms of the impact that she can have, whether that's starting games, whether that's coming off the bench. She's just got a real quality. So yeah, 2 huge players that they will lose, but you know, Emma Hayes, I'm sure, will be looking ahead, and she would be quite proactive in who she's going to bring in to help replace them.
So Chelsea have Reading, Manchester United have Liverpool. How excited are you for the final day?
Yeah, and it's just great that it's gone down to the final day, and I think now we've probably spoke about, you know, the title race, and we thought it was probably going to be between 3, so Manchester City, Arsenal and Chelsea, whereas now Manchester United have put themselves right in there, that when we talk about the title next year, it's going to be those 4, maybe adding in Aston Villa if they can strengthen. So it's just exciting that it's going down to the last day of the season.
Arsenal's absence from these equations, is that simply down to injuries?
Oh, they've been so unfortunate with their injuries, and not just injuries to fringe players. It's been key players that have a huge impact on the side. I did the Everton game where Leah Volti went down, and I sat next to 2 of the Arsenal. I think they were, you know, the technical guys were watching the game, and they were just like, they just couldn't believe it. They were shaking their heads as if to say, how unlucky can we be? And when you're losing players in the spine of the team. It's going to have a massive impact. And yeah, you can tell that's been the case. Yeah,
at the bottom, it's a straight shootout, isn't it? Leicester and Reading. Leicester have Brighton on the final day, and unfortunately for Reading, you never know though. They have Chelsea.
It's going to be difficult for them. That they know that playing against Chelsea, who obviously need something themselves. They needed to try and get a result at the weekend. They didn't. And I just think Leicester, we've got to praise Willie Kirk and the remarkable job that he's done since he's come in. The fact that they didn't have a point and they were bottom at the start of the year, and he's given them that real belief and that bit of a siege mentality to say, well, everyone's written you off. Go out and prove them wrong.